Did you ever wish to become eternal? Did you ever wish to go back to your young years, the years in which you related with ease with other people, you had fun, you went out, you did sports? Did you ever wish for a continuation of that which is the best period of your life if you are young? That is, the purpose of religion, the purpose of monotheistic religions is actually to reach eternity. But not many have succeeded. Other religions like Hinduism and Buddhism talk about reincarnation. Hinduism seeks to have a better future through the doing of good. Buddhism instead has a mixture between reasoning and doing good, in the sense that the doing good helps the reasoning, and the reasoning and which is the meditation, is supposed to lead to enlightenment, which is supposed to lead to the breakage of the process of reincarnation, which is eternity in a different form, in a different way. But today the plan is to explore eternity as presented by Zoroaster. Zoroaster presents a process of immortality based on 6 steps. The first step is to have a good purpose, to learn what goodness is. This is called Bohuman. The second step is best righteousness, to learn what virtue is. This is called Ashavashishta. The third step is desirable dominion, to teach it to others, to dominate others, so to secure that they act in a good, virtuous way. And this is known as Kashastra Vaida. The fourth step is holy devotion. Once you know what goodness is, once you know what virtue is, to go towards heaven, and this is known as Penta Armaiti. The fifth step is to learn the lessons of heaven, and this is called Haruvatat, or perfection or health. And finally, once you've learned the lessons of the gods of heaven, and once you've implemented them, you're supposed to reach the 6th step, which is immortality, Amaretat. Okay, now let's examine them one by one. But before we continue, a small digression. Let me explain the nature of Zoroastrism. Zoroastrism considers 3 possible typologies of philosophies. The first is, of course, the one which is encouraged, goodness. The second is the opposite, which is evil, which goes with Angramanyu. Goodness goes with Spintamanyu. The third is neutrality, the capacity of choosing between good and evil, which is supposed to dominate both, and this goes under Ahura Mazda. So the path of Zoroastrism towards immortality is pursuable, be you good, be you evil, or be you a person that sometimes chooses to be good, on other occasions chooses to be evil. Now there's a small trick, a small issue. If you are evil, it's not that you can pursue an evil philosophy in life. Zoroastrianism teaches that if you are good, or if you are evil, or if you are neutral, you still have to be good. It's a sort of divine fraud. You can't be evil even if you're evil. You have to be good. But you can have an evil predisposition, and you can apply some of the tenets of evil. At the same time, the purpose is to be good. It's above all a behavior which relates to others, the way you interact with others. Goodness interacts with others in one way, evil interacts with others in another way. I'll prepare a video on the issue which you can consider, on the nature of evil. But for the time being, let's simply consider this fact, that be you good, or be you evil, or be you neutral, you still have to, in order to obtain immortality, in order to avoid the system from crushing you, you have to be good, you have to do good. Be you good, or be you evil. Once again, be you good or be evil, do good. Very well. Let's start with the first step, Vohumanu, good purpose, to learn to do good. I did a video on goodness itself, on how to do good, the basis of goodness, Up there is a link which you can click and you can go and see the video. And I really suggest you should check it out. Vohumano is good purpose. Learn what goodness is, apply the knowledge, and try to develop a benevolent mind. It's the basis of it all. Learn to do good and be good. The best way to do this, which is, in my opinion, the best way to do this is to feed small creatures, to feed the birds, to feed the pigeons, to feed the ants. Not to limit yourself to one small creature, to one species of small creature, but do it to many. And from there you build. From there you learn how to do good to other humans, to other people, to other, be they visible or be they non-visible. Bacteria, for example, is something that not many people think about, but they are beings which exist as well. Then there's the spiritual world, of course. The second step is virtue. Forgive my pronunciation, I don't speak the language. It's Ashavashishta or something like that. Well, of course, once you've learned what goodness is, the next step is to learn how to live in a way that what you do does not ruin the pillars that sustain you, which is virtue itself. The problem with goodness is that it's putty. To give it salinity, to give it hardness, you need virtue. Virtue is justice, patience, rectitude, slowness, control, care. One has to learn the different aspects of virtue which lead to a correct behavior, leads to a correct living, a correct relation to others, tells you when to say something, when not to say something, when to do something, when not to do something. The problem with goodness is that sometimes it's non-opportune. It behaves in the wrong way, even if it seems to do good. For example, a mother which might be overprotected towards a child. So through justice, through rectitude, a mother should learn when not to interfere with a child, respecting the child's right to do this or the child's right to do that. As you can see, virtue is very useful. So the second step is to learn virtue. Goodness has a promise. Goodness makes you noble. So once you know what goodness is, once you apply goodness, the tenets of goodness, you are supposed to be taught by heaven how to be virtuous. Once you've applied goodness and virtue, we arrive to the third step, which is Kashira Varya. Consider my pronunciation. Desirable dominion. You see, power and dominion is the reward for virtue. Virtue in itself is neither good nor bad. That's why the basis of it all is goodness. First learn goodness, then learn virtue. And it's the virtue which gives you power and dominion over others. It permits to create a good kingdom. Once you've got the basis, the foundations of it all, which is goodness and virtue, you can create a good kingdom and dominate others which are less virtuous and which will be attracted towards your virtue, seeking to learn from you. So the desirable dominion is a construct, a spiritual construct that one develops through one's behavior and application of knowledge, which is a result of personal research and education of life of heaven, as you would call it. It's the third step, and it's the first important step towards eternity. Apply the knowledge, and then use the knowledge to live a better life and to dominate others. After the three main steps, we arrive to the subsequent level, the next three steps, where one actually starts to rejoice of the results achieved. The first of the second series is Spentarmaiti, holy devotion, which leads to intuitive wisdom. The whole idea is that once you're worthwhile, once we've done something with you, once you are worthy of consideration on the part of higher entities, you go towards these higher entities, so to learn from them. It's like a child which first learns from his mother, then goes to a teacher, and the teacher teaches him how to behave. Of course, the relation between mother and child and teacher and student is different. The mother is more informal, the teacher instead is more formal, and one has to learn how to relate to greater beings, one has to learn how to respect and how to serve them. Holy devotion is the first step of the second stage, which leads, theoretically, according to Zoroaster, to immortality. one learns introspection, one learns understanding, self-understanding, and one develops holiness and wisdom. Well, after having developed holy devotion and having established a relation with heaven, the subsequent step is actually to apply the knowledge that heaven teaches you in different ways and arrive to a state of perfect health. It's seeing the results, the greater results born from the goodness and the virtue that one learned before and the relation with the greater teachers. It's like applying the knowledge that they teach you at university. At school, no point simply having the knowledge stored away, one actually has to apply it. It's an effort that refines itself through application of the knowledge and wisdom, and is channeled with more precision and more accuracy as the knowledge and the wisdom grows. So, the whole idea is to live well, banning things like depression, anxiety that destroy our lives. Depression and anxiety are signs that the universe hates you. Thus, there where you develop goodness and virtue, the purpose is to be loved by heaven and loved by the universe, and to be subject to the opposite of anxiety and the opposite of depression, which is joy and happiness, which can help, which can lead to perfect health. So, once we've learned the basis, to learn the subsequent knowledge and to apply the subsequent knowledge so to obtain result and to live well. This fifth step is called Haruvatat, perfection or health. Haruvatat. Finally, once you've gone to university, once you've developed a sound structure, a sound foundations, a sound building of yourself and your immediate environment, once you've been accepted by heaven itself because you've grown, because you've learned trust, because you've got refined knowledge and refined wisdom, so you can be a positive contribution to the universe and to that which is, well, there's immortality. That's the theory. That's how it's supposed to work. So there you are. These are the 6 steps by which anyone, be he good, be he evil, be he neutral, can obtain theoretically immortality. Now, as it is, it's not that I know someone who became immortal, but I can say something. These steps are logical. It's logical that first you have to learn what goodness is. It's logical that virtue leads to excellence and power. It's logical that with virtue and goodness you can create a good kingdom. So at least the first 3 steps are justified. Then, if you are a religious person, it's logical that heaven knows how to mold you and how to structure you so to make you achieve greater results. So if you're religious and you believe in God, once you've proven that you're good, you're virtuous, once you apply the knowledge, once you go to heaven to improvement, once you've improved yourselves, it's even logical to suppose that heaven can move in such a way so to make you eternal. So as you can see, these 6 steps of Zoroastrianism are justified by logic. Maybe not by reason, because to have another eternal one on board is not really the best of ideas, it's competition. But, or maybe if you're good, the opposite view might be there, which is precisely more people make the party better. So it depends if you're good or if you're evil. But logic seems to justify the possibility of success of Zoroastrianism. That's it for today. I shall do further videos explaining immortality, that's the idea, and what evil is. We need to explain what evil is, explain what goodness is. Here's the link upstairs so you can go see the video, and then we have to explain what evil is. So remember to like and remember to subscribe to the channel. So to develop yourself, so to join the religion of goodness and improve your life, getting rid of sadness, depression, and all those negative things that hurl you down. And who knows, maybe in the hope of becoming an immortal, the first immortal man, well, we never know, there might be others, on earth succeeding on the path of Zoroaster, or maybe other paths. Goodbye for today.